The Executor-class Star Dreadnought, one of the largest and most powerful warships in the Imperial Fleet, often serving as command ships and considered symbols of invincibility. Conceived by Lira Wessex, who also designed the Venator and Imperial-class Star Destroyers, the Executor-class embodied Kuat Drive Yards' philosophy of terror styling, psychological warfare through sheer immense scale. To avoid Senate scrutiny over its cost, its 19,000-meter length was deliberately understated in official budgets as a super-class Star Destroyer, leading to the popular Super Star Destroyer moniker. Darth Vader's flagship, the Executor, required a staggering 280,734 crew members, armed with over 5,000 turbo lasers, ion cannons, and missile launchers, 100 times the firepower of a standard Imperial Star Destroyer. It also carried over 1,000 starships, including 144 TIE series fighters, and a full planetary assault complement of AT-ATs, AT-STs, and 2 modular garrison bases. Despite this, flaws existed. Its ventral and aft sections were relatively unprotected, and its cityscape trenches were vulnerable if shields failed. During the Battle of Endor, after sustaining heavy fire, an A-wing crashed into the Executor's bridge. Crippled, it was pulled into the second Death Star's gravity well and destroyed. At least a dozen were built, including the Lusankya and the Ravager, famously seen crashing on Jakku. Star Dreadnought Prototypes. Before the full might of the Executor class was unleashed, the Empire experimented with early designs. These prototypes served as crucial testbeds for the advanced technologies and immense scale envisioned for later superstar destroyers. While specific details about these experimental vessels are scarce, indicating their secretive development, they were instrumental in refining the core systems and engineering principles that would eventually be deployed in ships like Vader's Executor. Though never widely deployed themselves, these prototypes were the unsung forerunners that paved the way for the colossal Star Dreadnoughts that came to dominate Imperial naval doctrine. The Eclipse-class Super Star Destroyer, personal flagships of the reborn Emperor Palpatine in Legends, these 17.5-kilometer-long dreadnoughts, the Eclipse and Eclipse II, dwarfed even Executor-class vessels. Their most devastating feature was an axial super laser, a scaled-down Death Star weapon capable of cracking planetary shields and vaporizing large surface areas, or annihilating other capital ships, as it did with the Executor-class Annihilator. Equipped with advanced ion cannons, gravity well projectors to trap enemy fleets, and a staggering complement of 600 TIE interceptors and 150,000 troops, each required a crew of 700,000. The first, Eclipse, was consumed by Palpatine's own uncontrolled force storm. Its successor, Eclipse II, was destroyed when R2-D2 sent it on a collision course with the Galaxy Gun, an impact that also triggered Bice's annihilation. The Sovereign-class Star Dreadnought, envisioned by the reborn Emperor Palpatine as a smaller, more numerous counterpart to the colossal Eclipse-class, these 15,000-meter-long warships were also designed with a planet-devastating axial super laser. The Empire aimed for faster construction and wider deployment with the Sovereign-class, hoping to field a larger fleet of these super weapon platforms. The lead ship, Sovereign, was under construction at the BIS shipyards during Palpatine's final campaign, with others like the Autarch and Despot planned. However, the Emperor's ultimate defeat and the subsequent collapse of his Dark Empire thwarted these ambitions, and the Sovereign-class dreadnoughts were never completed or deployed in significant numbers. The Allegiance-class battlecruiser, a heavily armed Imperial capital ship, at 2,200 meters, it was larger than a standard Imperial-class Star Destroyer. Uniquely, the Allegiance-class featured no underside hangar bays, relying entirely on its potent weaponry rather than deploying TIE fighter squadrons. It boasted 6 heavy turbo-laser batteries, an upgrade from the ISD's 4, plus additional midship cannons. In service by 3 ABY, prior to Hoth, Allegiance-class ships served in Death Squadron, performed escort duties for command ships like the Eclipse, and patrolled vital systems. One served as the command hub during an Imperial invasion over Dak, where it was ultimately overwhelmed and destroyed by New Republic forces. Sometimes classified as a heavy Star Destroyer, it occupied a powerful niche in the Imperial Navy. The Mandator-class Dreadnought, the first starship lineage to bear the Dreadnought designation, with variants spanning from before the Clone Wars to the First Order era. In Legends, the Imperial Mandator III class was a 12,000-meter massive weapons platform with shields comparable to an Executor. In canon, the First Order deployed the Mandator IV-class siege dreadnought, a 7,600-meter warship. Inspired by Executor designs, its crew numbered over 89,000. Its most fearsome weapons were orbital autocannons, capable of obliterating planetary deflector shields and vaporizing cross-sections in 2 salvos. The Fulminatrix, a Mandator IV, was famously destroyed by Resistance bombers during the evacuation of Dakar, despite its power, highlighting a vulnerability to concentrated attack. Another bombarded the planet Tanuna, the mega-class Star Dreadnought supremacy. The only known vessel of its class, this colossal warship served as Supreme Leader Snoke's personal flagship and the mobile capital of the First Order. Measuring an astonishing 60 kilometers in width and nearly 13 kilometers long, it dwarfed all previous warships, capable of internally docking 2 Resurgent-class Star Destroyers and carrying 6 more within its vast wing structures. The supremacy housed Snoke's throne room and a crew complement of over 2.2 million personnel. Its reign was cut short during the Resistance's flight when Vice Admiral Holdo executed the Holdo maneuver, ramming the Radus into the supremacy at light speed. While not completely destroyed, the catastrophic damage rendered it irreparable and led to its abandonment. The Arc Hammer. While not officially classed as a Super Star Destroyer, this 9,600-meter Imperial vessel in Legends functioned as a massive mobile production facility. It was the primary testing bay and factory for General Rom Motor's Dark Trooper project, an initiative to develop powerful robotic stormtroopers. The Arc Hammer housed extensive automated construction lines and 4 large hangars for cargo, assembly, and direct deployment of Dark Troopers above target worlds. Operating in extreme secrecy, its location often known only to Darth Vader's Executor, the ship became a priority target. Rebel mercenary Kyle Katarn eventually infiltrated the Arc Hammer, planting sequencer charges on its power couplings and destroying the vessel, bringing a decisive end to the Dark Trooper project. The Vengeance-class Star Destroyer, a unique Legends variant of the Executor-class, this Super Star Destroyer was distinguished by its slender, elongated, sword-like frame, contrasting with the standard broad dagger shape. Similarly armed to an Executor with an array of turbo lasers, ion cannons, and missile launchers, the Vengeance-class often served as a flagship. Most notably, one was commanded by High Inquisitor Jarek in his quest to control the Valley of the Jedi, where it was ultimately destroyed. By 10 ABY, other Vengeance-class dreadnoughts were deployed in key battles, participating in the Imperial campaign to retake core worlds and seen near Biss during Emperor Palpatine's Operation Shadowhand, showcasing their role as formidable command ships in the Dark Empire era. The Megador. This Super Star Destroyer served as the distinguished flagship of Admiral Gilad Pellaeon during the Second Galactic Civil War in Legends. Unlike standard Executors, the Megador featured a unique armament of 16 engines and an unprecedented number of turbo laser batteries, marking it as one of the most heavily armed warships of its era. Pellaeon commanded the Galactic Alliance Defense Force from aboard the Megador during the Swarm War. It later hosted crucial treaty negotiations between the Galactic Alliance and the Chiss Ascendancy, and was notably the site where Luke Skywalker announced the Jedi Order's withdrawal from the Galactic Alliance government. While detailed schematics are scarce, its historical significance under Pellaeon is well documented. The Aradia, a Legends Super Star Destroyer, this wedge-shaped vessel, unlike others on this list controlled by the Empire, was captured by the Yevathans and the Dusan League. Its most distinctive feature was a covert slave circuit system, allowing it to be remotely controlled and enabling coordinated maneuvers with other Yevathan-captured Imperial ships. After a mission to Coruscant, the Aradia was briefly recaptured by Imperial personnel, only to be seemingly abandoned. The Yevathans then recovered the vessel, decommissioned it, and transported it to their world of Anzoth, where it was landed and preserved as a symbol of inspiration. One of its cargo bays repurposed into a trophy room housing artifacts like Jedi lightsabers and the legendary Eye of Death gemstone. So, from Canon's Executor class that Vader commanded, to the First Order's colossal supremacy and siege-breaking Mandator IVs, and into Legends with Palpatine's super laser-equipped Eclipse and Sovereign Dreadnoughts, the heavily armed Allegiance, the unique mobile factory Arc Hammer, Jarek's slender Vengeance class, Pellaeon's mighty Megador, and the Yevathan-captured Aradia. The Star Wars galaxy is filled with Super Star Destroyers far more diverse than just Vader's iconic flagship. Each of these behemoths, whether symbols of ultimate power, mobile capitals, or specialized weapons platforms, tells a story of galactic ambition, engineering prowess, and often dramatic downfall. Which of these superstar destroyer classes do you find most formidable or fascinating? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this tour of galactic naval power, be sure to subscribe for more deep dives into Star Wars lore.